Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. Today, I want to do a little bit of a thought experiment and let's unpack the question and ask, what season of book selling are you in? Am I in? Are we in? And the thought experiment part of this is on what's the season of book selling. I want to look at it on three different levels. One is on like sourcing, ebb and flow. The other is on the season and prepping for a fourth quarter. And then the hardest one sometimes is the personal season. So, the third one that I want to get to is what's been on my mind more lately. I'll get into that in a second. So when we talk about the seasons of book selling, a lot of times it's like a lot of things, right? There's short-term and there's long-term, right? There's short-term goals, long-term goals. There's short-term effects, long-term effects. There's a lot of times there's tactical, there's strategic, all different ways to think about it or phrase it, right? But I know for me, a lot of times on the short term, the season is defined, my seasons of book selling are defined by my sourcing and selling, but a lot of times it is just the sourcing. We've talked about it before, the ebb and flow of stores, the ebb and flow of estate sales. There are certain seasons, like the winter's not as good for a lot of estate sales or things like that a lot of times, just weather. A lot of times they're more in the summer, the fall, the spring, the better weather. Definitely if you hit like yard sales, or it's what we call them here, yard sales, garage sales, that sort of thing. So there's a short-term thing in my mind about talking about seasons of book selling. It's the ebb and flow. Like I've got some stores, I always say on this subject, you always have alternatives. Always be looking for different ways, because you'll have something that's just a honey hole. It's just like you're getting everything from it, just tons of stock, and then it just dries up for whatever reason. And I've got a store now that I'm really worried about because it's been a great store of mine for years. And I've just noticed their stock's getting lower and their prices are getting higher, I think, to compensate for their stock. And I'm not sure what's going on there, but it's definitely a season, right? There's the ebb and flow. And so in that season, the ebb and flow seasons, like we always say, always just keep looking for alternatives, because no matter how good a source is, sooner or later it will change, and it'll management or something, whatever dynamics, it'll change, and you have to be looking for other avenues to source, right? So that's one season, short-term season. So I think it is, here we are, we're in August. I think when we're talking about this concept of seasons, I think it is important to note, we're fixing to hit this, getting close to this fourth quarter, especially if you're an Amazon seller. But in general, a lot of times the fourth quarter can be really good for people that are buying gifts, the holiday season. But also I find that on the sourcing front, the fourth quarter, especially late in the year when people are cleaning house and kind of like, taking that New Year's resolution, it's a really good time to sourcing. So now is a great time. This is the August time frame. It's a great time to be leaning forward and making sure you got stock and inventory and get that death pile listed, get it out there, so that this fourth quarter selling season, you can really take advantage of that, right? And so that's another season. The third season that I want to pull the string on and think about is more of a personal level. Well, what season of book selling are you in personally? And it's kind of like your journey of book selling, where you're at, what you want to accomplish, all that sort of thing. So for me, a lot of times, I'm more than a hobbyist, but less than a full-time, because I have a day job, but I do sell a lot of books. I have, what inventory, it's more than just the casual, right? It's a hobby business, right, for me. But a lot of times my book selling season, how I'm doing, so often it's affected by other things in your life, right? Your family, health, your day job, all these things. And, for me right now, my book selling season is really a struggle. I'm really struggling, and it's because I'm super busy in my day job. We just got a lot of stuff going on, and it's good. It's all good stuff, but super busy and fun, good stuff. But that has to be first for me, because I'm not a full-time bookseller, and that's fine. I I don't want to be a full-time bookseller. I enjoy how I do it, but that takes away, right? Then, you know, there's other things. We've got my mother-in-law's been going through some health issues. I've had to move her. She's had to go to assisted living, do some rehab, and she's doing great. She's really doing good. But it's, you know, that's a lot of stuff that you know, as a family, you know, that we're learning. It's a different season of life for her, and you know, it's just different for us too, right? Everybody's getting used to that, and it takes time. And then, you know, you have a lot of people have health problems. I tell you, I will say, I'm a pretty healthy guy. I've been having some sciatica hip stuff, and I've discovered Dr. Abby is she's a chiropractor. I've done some PT and all that, and it was helpful. But I know some people. I've had, you know, chiropractors. I've had people that are like, you know, they swear by them, or they think they're witch doctors, right? And I am Dr. Abby, man. She has just so helped me with my sciatica. It's just been just such a relief. I said if insurance, I mean, I would do it like every day. It just feels so good when she kind of gets on there and kind of gets things going. So, but all these things, right, affect the season of book selling. And, you know, I think the thing for me, and because sometimes you can put pressure on yourself, right, to sell, to list, and you'll even notice that, I mean, I haven't been posting as many videos, right, and it's because of, you know, I hadn't been posting as much content, right, discussing things, finds, and help, and other, you know, things that I like to put on the Curator of the Lost channel, and it's all wrapped into this kind of season of life thing that I'm in right now. It's just, you know, but the mentality is, it's the same in book selling. A lot of times we put pressure on ourselves to do things because, you know, I mean, let's face it, you got a death pile staring at you, you know you should listen, you don't feel like it. It can be this mental thing, right? Or you enjoy sourcing, but you don't have time to source. Or you enjoy listing and you don't have time to list, or whatever. And hey, this is a tougher thing if you're doing this full time, or you need this it's not extra, it's not lagniappe. You have to grind through this, right? And that's sometimes when the book selling is a grind. So, you know, I guess the whole point of this, you know, I'm not trying not to complain, I'm not asking for anything. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that there might be other sellers out there that you feel this, right? And you can get down on yourself, and it's like you feel like you should be doing this thing, but you just don't have time, or you want to do something and you just don't have time because you have other commitments, and that can be kind of self-inflicted, right? That season you can kind of get mentally kind of down on yourself on it. And I guess the message of this, or what I'm trying to point out, it's okay. It happens to all of us. You know, we get on to do these videos, hey, everything's going awesome, we're just selling the books left and right, and everything, sourcing is like never before, and it all looks like it's just amazing, right? But underneath, everybody's got stuff, and we all go through these seasons. So, you know, just like the short term, the ebb and flows on our stores, or like we prep for something for the future, like our fourth quarter sales, our personal seasons, we go through it too, and it affects our book selling. But we just keep the right perspective, and just like everything else, that this too shall pass, this season shall pass. You get back on track, it'll all be good. So that's what I'm doing, and you know, hopefully that's not too self-indulgent, but I thought it's been on my mind, and maybe there's other sellers out there that suffer from this. So, you know, it's okay, and you just do the best you can, and usually if you do the best you can, that's good enough. So. See cool, buy cool. Hang in there. Prep for that fourth quarter. Get selling alternatives, and just keep getting better and doing a little bit better every day. Sell, list. It's all good. Talk to you soon. Bye.